smoke would dissipate into the night, and animals would be deterred from entering. He opened a book. There was just enough light in which to read. It was a book about the search to find happiness in the world. His cave lay in a forest deep in the Indian Himalayas, a half-day's walk from the nearest village or the nearest road, near the head of a slender valley. There were dozens of caves in this forest that had formed in the lee of boulders or by great stones fracturing apart to create caverns. Many caves were tall enough in which to stand and long enough in which to lie down. Some boulders were said to have been dropped by the gods, as who else could move such colossi of stone, while others had been left behind by similarly powerful forces of nature, great glaciers that had retreated up the valley long before. Many people had walked by these caves without a second glance, but over the years pilgrims and travelers of a certain type had found sanctuary in them, refuge from the elements or the world beyond. This traveler had sought out a cave. It was why he had come to this valley, to find a place in which to retreat and think about his life. There is power in the Himalayas' many mountaintops. They are purpose, made stone, offering paths to realization and a sense of profound achievement of strength, determination, and will at their tops. Mountains have long served as endpoints of pilgrimages. To Mount Everest, straddling the Nepal-China border, to Mount Kailash on the Tibetan Plateau, and to Mount Meru in the Indian Himalayas, often called the navel of the universe. Summits offer perspective, a chance to look back down at your footprints with clarity. Yet for every mountain there is a valley residing below. If the expanse of a desert humbles, and the restriction of a forest disorientates, the intimacy of a valley comforts, providing tranquility and a shield from the forces of exposure. In valleys, thoughts don't float away across an ocean or a plain, never to return. They remain, to be incubated. Around the world, seekers climb mountains to achieve that clarity or to be closer to their gods. But it is the valleys below in which their intentions solidify and from which they take their first steps. In these sanctuaries, pilgrims can bask in the possibility of what lies ahead and above. In his cave in the valley, the traveler crossed his legs and warmed his feet near the fire, drying his black leather boots at the same time. He drank water that he had collected from a nearby spring out of a metal mug, one of the few items he had brought with him. He ate some nuts, dried fruit, and oats that he had purchased at a market down valley and threw a log on the fire. Beside him lay a long bamboo flute that he played during the daytime, while sitting in a meadow overlooking the valley below. Throughout his travels in India, he had carried it wherever he went. On a rock shelf next to him was a bull's horn that he had collected from the forest outside, as well as a large black feather that had fallen to earth from a Himalayan condor. Not long before, the traveler had tattooed the outline of an eagle in flight across his chest. Eventually, he lay down on a bed of collected tree needles. Inside the cave there was light, a warm orange glow from his crackling fire, and a single candle that he had melted onto a rock by which to read. But the world outside was dark. Thick canopies of pine, walnut, and deodar, a species of aromatic Himalayan cedar, blocked the moon. Only the rain found a way through the branches. It was late summer, and the monsoon, in an instant, would shift from a drizzle to a torrent, pelting the mountains and blanketing the valley in heavy mist. Every year, as consistent as the monsoon, pilgrims and travelers had come to this remote corner of India. They had come to find peace and tranquility, what a Hindi speaker calls shanti. They had come to breathe mountain air, to walk ancient forests, and to hike through a valley in the most storied mountain range on earth. They had come to be closer to the gods in a place where Shiva, the most iconic deity in the Hindu pantheon, the great master of yoga and asceticism, and the supreme transformer of the world, is said to have meditated for 3,000 years. Some of the visitors had traveled peacefully, departing satisfied with their experience and keen to tread elsewhere, but others had not. The Parvati Valley is a seemingly idyllic corner of Himalayan India, with its big mountain vistas, forested glens, and quaint timber-framed villages clinging to its hillsides. It splinters off a part of the Kulu Valley, also known as the Valley of Gods. Named after a goddess itself, the Parvati Valley hosts its own compendium of legends and mystical stories.